All right, welcome back to the Gray Report, joined by co-host Griffin Haddad. Griffin, exciting week. It's New Year's. It's a holiday season, but we don't rest because the economy is moving and people are trying to make deals. And we've been running around here trying to find new multifamily acquisition opportunities. The market's not participating, but fortunately the data doesn't stop. And, at least it's continuing in terms of the CPI. We had an exciting webinar last week. We went into our 2026 Midwest Multifamily Forecast. Huge success. A lot of folks attended, answered a lot of questions. It's posted on our YouTube channel. Like folks take a look at it. We're getting into some other forecasts today. Yardy's got some predictions in here. A lot of interesting hot takes. We've been putting a lot of it together. We've been assembling the Gray Report newsletter every single week. I'm going to ask you just what's on the tip of your tongue in terms of the movements in the multifamily industry that's going on right now as we exit 2025, as we get into 2026?
Right. Another trip around the sun.
Yeah.
Investors, specifically in the multifamily space, attempting to be patient, attempting to be disciplined. Opportunities for acquisitions seem to be few or far between, but are ticking up. And I think if you are a capital allocator, the number one priority right now is investing with a prudent sponsor, somebody that you can trust to not only just do a deal to do a deal, but somebody that has the operational capacity, the bandwidth to underwrite the projects with a discipline, as well as the relationships to operate that asset for its hold period. In all of the forecasts that I've been looking at and all of the articles and information that I've been digesting, the growth across the multifamily sector is experiencing what I would say is a pretty significant deceleration. Here in the Midwest, we're also experiencing that, but it seems to be maybe a little bit less prominent than the rest of the nation. Amongst some of this deceleration and growth, the operational side is focused on reducing expenses and maintaining occupancy, while in the capital allocator space, it's really solving for cash flow. So we talked a little bit about that in the previous podcast, or actually, you know what? It was the webinar. We had a great question on the YouTube about what investors should be searching for in 2026. You and I both agreed that patient capital focused on cash flow should be everyone's number one priority, at least in the multifamily sector. So to kind of summarize, just maintaining a disciplined patience with a focus on operational cash flow really in that first year.
I think that makes a lot of sense. If you can't speculate on future growth, you buy something that's cash flowing today, it's always going to be, you can't always say a sure thing, but it makes a lot of sense. Very prudent decision. Well, what's got you excited? I know you look at a lot of different type of stuff. I mean, I don't know whether it's multifamily, other real estate. I mean, I know you're talking about cryptocurrency, and I know we're deviating from the plan, but just curious what Griffin, what you're thinking about. What's piquing your interest right now? Every single week you're assembling the newsletter. You're looking at a lot of different asset classes and things moving.
Yeah. We go to these events across the country, and we went to one in Miami. It was probably a month ago now, and there are so many different ways that you can invest capital and put money to work. It's a really exciting time as we continue to digest information on, real assets and specifically multifamily. There's a lot of eyes on the supply cliff, the supply kind of pullback. There's a lot of eyes on rent growth going negative across the nation. But my most exciting thing that I'm looking forward to, really, I think, just as we end 2025 and jump into a new year, is how Gray Capital is positioned in the Midwest as a leading owner-operator.
Oh, Griffin, you're too nice.
Right.
Okay, you're selling Gray Capital. I appreciate that, but I'm just curious. What do you think? What's exciting? What else are you looking at?
For
apartments?
My personal.
I like apartments too. Me too. But what else?
I'm a big golfer.
Yeah. There we go.
A lot of development going on in the golf space, whether it's first generation or second generation golf courses that are getting developed. Really in the Sun Belt, South Carolina, there's a town called Aiken, South Carolina, that just is booming in the golf course development space. Got the privilege to go down there, would have been a year ago, almost today, to experience the two of the golf courses down there, but there's many more getting built. So it's a sign of the times where the economy seems to kind of be churning. Capital is flowing into golf development, and as a golfer myself, I get the privilege of reaping the benefit of getting to enjoy these golf courses.
Awesome.
That's what I'm excited about.
So are you a golf? And I know your family's a little bit in the business, but are you a golf course investor? If you saw a new golf course development, is that attractive? And what other than maybe some of the growth in the sport, what's attractive other than that you're a great golfer and it's a great sport, just from an investment standpoint?
The golf business probably is not a great investment unless you
passion play. Then
it is a passion play. It is a low return on your capital in regards to cash flow across the operational period. The big kind of money mover there is the growth in the overall project. If you can grab a rundown, municipal golf course, forgotten golf course, turn it into something special, and then offload it. Now that's challenging because if you do that, you're essentially offloading a lot of time, energy, sweat, effort, tears,
so you're
blood.
Going the value add strategy, or maybe even opportunistic, turning it around.
Right, and so there's actually a lot of, in the golf course space, there's a lot of golf courses that are getting sold off for residential development.
Yeah,
and as a golfer, it's a little bit dissatisfying because you're watching a great golf course go to what is kind of a zero lot line neighborhood. So if it's up to me and I had the capital to do it, I'd go buy every single one of those golf courses and try to find a strategic way to turn it into more of a cultural center for that community. There's all sorts of this going on where it's not just this 18-hole championship style golf course, but they're building par threes, they're building putting courses, and they'll put covered patios where they have rotating food trucks, different musical sets. You can bring your dogs, different things like that to get people that don't otherwise or do not maybe have access to golf, or the barriers to entry of golf are so high, they're breaking them down, inviting you out to the property for other reasons, getting a golf club in your hand and making you feel welcome. That's kind of the direction
which golf courses, and then not to talk about golf all episode, but there's probably some folks that watch and listen to the Great Report that are interested.
Yeah.
Are golf courses bringing in, I guess, maybe like other activities to bring maybe non-golfers or folks that don't just golf in and to participate a little bit more? Because I hear what you're saying, especially if you're very passionate about golf. From the other perspective, though, it's a lot of land that's used for like one particular like sporting activity. Like if we're going to take so many acres for like frisbee golf or like for fishing or like hunting, which I guess there's a bunch of public land that you can go use with hundreds of thousands of acres. Or like we're gonna take 50 acres for pickleball. People be like, okay, how many pickleball fields do we need? Do we need a couple dozen in a city?
Sure.
So I say all that, but I guess how are we bringing the non-golfers in to I guess participate in that experience? Maybe just to give them a little taste of golf, or
right. No, you're hitting the nail on the head. The resort style golf. There's a few places I have in mind. Don't need to name them, but if you travel destination style golf, public access resorts, you can go play tennis, pickleball, archery, fishing, hunting, 5-stand shooting, clays, different things that get folks on property, and really it's tailored towards maybe folks that want to come out and play one round of golf. You can bring a corporate event out there where if you do or do not play golf, you can choose, hey, I want to play one round of golf, in the next few days I'm going to go fishing and go hunting. I'm going to go shoot guns, and I'm going to go fishing. And then they typically will have several restaurants on site, and the food is always very top class, upper tier. So they are drawing in different walks of life to the golf centered business. But I will say in golf, there's a lot of acreage. We use a lot of water in the sport, but the best golf courses are these old ones. There's one down in Aiken I just spoke about named Palmetto. They had 97 acres, and they built this amazing 18-hole championship routing, and it stands the test of time. But then you get these new developments. They're buying hundreds of acres, 5, 6, 7, 800 acres, 900 acres or more, and there's still only 18 holes. And so you have all of this kind of dead space that gets utilized.
Do you have to kind of do you have to travel to drive the golf cart through the over the river through the woods?
It just depends on how the golf course architect wanted you to experience the property.
You have to hike.
I prefer a short
over a mountain to get there.
There's a course out in Oregon called Bandon Trails that they call it a tee to green distance. So how far, or green to tee, how far does it take you to get from the one green to the next tee?
Yeah.
I prefer a shorter distance because I like to walk.
But
there are golf courses that have long tee to green distances or green to tee distances that people will take golf carts in. Those golf courses typically won't let you walk. So those are not my favorite, but
Fascinating.
Those are out there. I could talk about golf all day.
Well, it's a really interesting topic, and I think a lot of people appreciate it. And if you want to talk more about golf with Griffin, you know where to reach him.
Go play.
GreatCapitalLLC.com. You're going to find yourself scheduling an investment meeting with Griffin, but hey, it's up to you to use that time, and it's up to Griffin to stay on topic maybe about multifamily or golf. Let's see. Okay.